Hey guys, Stefan Fischer here from All Off Road. I hope you guys are well. In today's video I want to go over a few water storage and water extraction devices. Some I have been using for a while, some of them are brand new, but I thought they may be of interest for some of my viewers. So let's first talk about the Dometic water tank, which I purchased actually two of, probably around 6 months ago. It's just a water storage container, but it does have a neat little feature, which is on top of here you can actually plug a pump in, and then you have an automatic pump. No. So I have these in the HiLux for some time now, because I didn't want to carry one of the big jerry cans that I think it's 11 liters from memory, and it fits quite nicely behind my seat. If I have this pump standing on top, I have an older Dometic pump. This is a newer one, which is actually way better than my older pump for a few reasons. And yeah, I really like it. I actually like it that much that I purchased a second container. The second Dometic Go sits in the LandCruiser, so I've got drinking water on tap. After a few trips now, it makes refilling water bottles that simple and gives me extra storage on top of the built-in 44-liter tank. I like spreading water across multiple containers for safety. The faucet recharges via USB-C, and I never actually had to top it up mid-trip, so battery life isn't an issue. I've got two of the faucets. The older one is a single speed, no light, and a bit temperamental. The newer version adds a light, handy at night, and two flow rates, slower and faster, which is a welcome improvement. I really prefer the Dometic GO Hydration Jug over a standard water jerry can for in-car. And that comes down to a few practical things. The rectangular form factor is easier to squeeze into tight spaces in the back of the car. It's got a dedicated indented tie-down groove, so once it's strapped in, it's not going anywhere. The flat top has a wide mouth water inlet where those hoses connect, and that opening is big enough to get your hand inside and actually clean the jug, something you simply can't do with a jerry can. It's also got a breather and a separate capped water outlet, which you could probably fit a manual tap to it if you wanted to use it without the hose and the faucet. The heavy-duty carrying handles are core-extruded and removable, so they're out of the way when you don't need them. And the container itself is noticeably sturdier than most water jerry cans, particularly the smaller ones, so it's far less likely to rub through on a rough trip. I just wish it came also in a 20-liter version. So that's a solution I really like. However, it definitely is not cheap. The water canister is, I think, $119 or so, and from memory I think the pump cost me also $100, so it's $200 to carry 11 liters of water. But it's easy to refill, it's easy to disconnect, so yeah, I really like it, and I reckon it's worth it for me. However, then I think they contacted me. That's one of the benefits of having the YouTube channel. I get contacted by quite a few companies, and they offer me their products. I look at it. If I find it interesting, I may say yes. And that's what happened with JerryMax. And JerryMax provided me that gear for free. This is my one, but JerryMax is pretty much this jerry can adapter kit, which you can fit in any jerry can. And the big advantage of that is really it is fairly cheap. If you already have a jerry can at home, you just purchase a lid, screw the lid on, and you're ready to go. Then you need a pump. They provided me two pumps. So this pump is actually provided from JerryMax. My old one is in the HiLux. And they also provided me this companion Roma tap. However, I'm not a big fan of that tap, to be honest. I mean, it is a cheaper solution than the Dometic, but if you ask me, unless you're really strapped for cash, I definitely go for the Dometic one. And not for the companion faucet. I found it to be a little bit hit and miss how it works. So how does that all go? You open this here, and then you just plug your water in, lock that all, And now, if I figure out how it works again, we put that on. Yeah, that's an automatic thing which comes out. Okay. This base, I'm not sure, I don't like this base and this stuff here. But now we can get water out of it. I find it a bit hit and miss. But yeah, this is a very cheap solution to use your existing water storage in the car or outside of the car, and at the same time pretty much have a tap on hand. All of the taps, two Dometics and these ones, they are rechargeable, USB-C. That is a drawback even of... Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't like this one here so much. One of the drawbacks here of the Dometic one, it still uses mini USB. I think it's mini USB, which really, that is way outdated. That is a big drawback in my book, because I don't actually carry these cables anymore. Versus a companion here uses USB-C, which is pretty much what most people use. It's good both of them have a cap, so if you have it the back of the car, it's not getting all dusty and so on. It's all protected. This is a pretty cost-effective way. And then another new thing I just got, I haven't really used yet in the field, but I am quite excited to start using it. Though I have to say that a friend of mine, Dave, he has the older version of the Roma, and he had that even in the desert with him, and I was quite impressed. However, the older version of the on-tap water tank didn't really have a built-in lithium battery, so you needed to hook it up to a 12-volt charger. And this Roma on-tap is now pretty much a self-contained unit. And there are quite a few things I like. One or two things I think could be improved, or it depends on how you use it. But the versatility of this is brilliant. So you have the water canister here at the bottom. I'll show you that. You have the top part here, which has a built-in lithium battery. It also has a built-in nozzle and hose. So all of this is here food-grade plastic, even the nozzle. And how does it work? I think we have some water in there. You just put it on. You have these clips here. And the big advantage over the other two solutions is that you have far more options here. You can use these as a shower, you can use it to clean your dishes, to wash off mud. So yeah, pretty good. Okay, now we have that switched on, and look at this. Then you have all the different options.
I tested the runtime of a full 16-liter Rome jerry can, highest pump setting, shower nozzle attached. I got 5 minutes and 47 seconds out of it. That's not a battery limitation, that's just how long the 16 liters last. The battery itself goes much further. I used the on-tap Rome on and off on a 4-day camping trip, including a shower and cleanups, and the battery was still showing full at the end. I've since used the on-tap Rome on a trip to the New South Wales high country, and I genuinely like having a pressurized water spray on tap. Dishes, showers, general cleanup, it just makes everything easier. At this stage, I think these will become a permanent part of my kit. But I did notice a few things worth feeding back. First, all the containers are black. Carry them outside the vehicle and the sun heats water fast. Brilliant if you're using it for shower or washing up. Not so brilliant if that's your drinking water. Second, the little twist dial that seals the connection between the pump head and the jerry can, even with it locked close, water seeps out when the jerry can was full. If water gets out, dust gets in. And dust is a real problem here in Australia. After one day on dirt roads, that dial was so clogged I couldn't turn it by hand. I needed a screwdriver. Not a deal breaker, but it could be improved.
Yeah, I take that off. What I'd love to see for it is a kind of a neoprene cover you can just strap over it, because I know these will dust up incredibly. So I usually take that in the car, which is no big deal. So the cap is in here. And I'm not sure whether this mechanism here really is the best. For example, by hand, no, I just can close it. No, I can't actually, because there is obviously sand and dirt. Oh, now it's going easy. Maybe I have to silicone a bit or whatever. But yeah, now it works. But again, even over these, just a dust cover probably would be good.
A simple neoprene cover you could pull over the top while driving would solve that. An easy addition, and I hope something on tap will release. I'd also suggest a change to how the unit ties down. Right now, if you strap it from the top, you are strapping over the hose that wraps around the pump head. It's a compact way to store the hose, but it means if you store the jerry can with the pump unit in place, you can't really access the hose. It'd be better if you could strap the jerry down first, then drop the pump head on afterwards. That'd work if the two wing flaps that lock the pump to the can had a slot for a cam buckle to pass through. Unfortunately, that doesn't exist yet. Everything on the on-tap Rome is drinking water safe, and you can use the same pump head across multiple jerry cans. But think about cross-contamination. If one jerry holds grey water, you can't just move the pump head to your drinking water jerry. There'll still be grey water sitting in the lines. One idea I reckon would be worth exploring. It's a UV water disinfection feature built into the pump head. Doesn't exist yet, but it'd be a smart addition. Overall, it is a solid system. I left it out in the rain with no issue. Just make sure the USB charging port cover is seated properly. And the battery life has been good so far. Longevity is still an open question though. I'm heading into the Kimberleys in July for a month, and that'll be another good test. A month of corrugation, bull dust and hard use should give a much better picture of how it holds up. But at this stage, it will be a fixed addition to my travel setup. The spray head comes with a few different water settings, so let me show you. So let me recap all three solutions and tell you how I use them. Well, the JerryMax is a great option if you got existing jerry cans and you're on a boat. I also like that there's a manual hand pump option, though I haven't tried that one, but that means nothing could go wrong. Pair it with either the Dometic or companion faucet, and it's the cheapest solution of the three. If you are not on a super tight budget, I would go with the Dometic faucet over the companion. Personally, it is a solution I use the least. Simply because the on-tap Rome gives me a jerry can with a built-in hose, nozzle and a battery-powered pump. That's just more versatile and more convenient for my use. For inside the car, I prefer the form factor of the Dometic, and I also like that you have a magnetic base, and I prefer it over a jerry can in the car. The Dometic water tank with a faucet is my internal solution. It's now a permanent part of my in-car setup and replaces the 5 and 10 liter water containers I used to carry previously. I like the form factor, I like the optional faucet which can be placed where needed, and the option to quick connect and disconnect it. The Dometic water tank is also easy to strap down, and it's basically my in-car drinking water for day use. The on-tap Rome will live on my rear jerry can holder. I don't really intend to use it for drinking water, more for auxiliary jobs like cleaning up and showering, while still doubling as an emergency water supply. Because it's mounted outside and the container is black, the water heats up quickly unless you store it inside the vehicle. So at this stage, it's not my go-to for drinking water. That said, I've got 2 units, so I may experiment a bit more on the Kimberley trip and maybe even keep 1 unit in the car.
I was hoping I could maybe hook up the faucet to the on-tap as well for in-car use, but while the size is right, the connector doesn't really work. So that is unfortunately not an option, and I think a faucet is a bit better to use in-car than the hose and the nozzle. However, I'm keen to see how longevity plays out. But for now, both the on-tap Roam and the Dometic storage tank with faucet have earned a permanent spot in my setup. I'll keep you updated on how they perform over time. The upcoming 1 month Kimberley trip and afterwards possibly Cape York should be a good test for both of the systems. So that's it for me today. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to share, like and subscribe. And if you can, please consider heading over to Patreon. And with the equivalent of a cup of coffee or 2 per month, you can help me creating these videos for you. You will also receive early access to all of my videos. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you along the tracks.